What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. Let's talk about it. Before we get into it, do me a favor. Hit that like button. And if you're new, hit the subscribe. It's free to you, but it means a lot to me. All right, check it. Them damn demons. But this video was inspired by, I'm not going to say, what up, Perp? I'm not going to say. Hey, Perp, I'm fighting that demon. I'm fighting the demon. But but I want to talk about this, and I'm using myself as an example. But if you let people talk long enough, they'll tell you everything you need to know about them. They truly will. And I'm gonna use myself as an example. Um, Me using YouTube, creating content. I'm literally getting my ideas and opinions. I'm making videos out of them. Yeah. No, I'm talking about this is a newly attached demon I'm fighting, but I'm fighting it. That's why I'm doing the video this way. But yeah. So every video I made so far, is literally giving you an understanding of how my mind works and how I look at stuff. All my videos are tight in my opinion. Um, Even the commentary that I give over someone else's video, I'm still giving you insight. So I'm talking constantly, and if you pay attention, you you get a lot of insight on who I am. I'm basically giving you um, an inner perspective of my thinking by making these videos. Even I constantly say I purposely talk like this. The reason I talk like this is because I understand words influence people. So I'm intentionally not trying to mislead people, not trying to direct people. But like I said, I constantly say share. I normally say it minimum six times a show. And I do that purposely. I do it intentionally. I'm literally trying to beat in the listener's head that I'm only sharing information. I'm not trying to come off as a teacher or a prophet, a messiah. I'm not playing. Nah, I'm here to build with people. That's my intentions. I constantly say that. So if you let people talk enough, um, they tell not only by what they say, but the consistency of what they say, the pattern of words that they choose to say, the intentions of the words they use. Like I can sit here and talk like a pastor. My grandfather, my step grandfather, my stepdad's father was a bishop. So I can sit here and talk like a pastor or preacher, but I don't. And again, that's intentionally because I'm not here. I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not here to influence no one positive or negatively. The information I share is what helped me, and I share it because I know it can possibly help someone else. That's my intention. Do I want to be monetized? Who doesn't? It'd be nice. Where I can actually focus and share my thoughts and make money doing it. It'd be nice. Then I could do it more. You know, but I'm not getting paid for it. So anytime I spend on here is time away from my family. That's just who I am. That's why I only get on Pacific times when my family sleep. Half of the time, my son wake up and I got to end the show. So, like I said, the consistency you can actually see. 'Cause a lot of people come on here and they portray themselves one way, and then eventually you let them talk long enough, they show you who they truly are. The only thing you gotta do is let them talk. Like I said, it's the consistency. Not even on here, just in real life. You know, like you probably date someone, and you always, when you meet people, you always get, usually, generally, you get the best version of them. That's what you generally get. People always put their best foot forward when they meeting somebody, especially when it comes to dating or a job. You know, but eventually, after time, you see who the person is in a more relaxed state. Um, So, like I said, not only words but actions will show you too. Time tells all. They said that. I mean, I only been on here for a short time, so even what I'm saying can, it can include me. What 6 months from now, I can become a beefer or something. But it's the consistency. So I always say, watch and listen, because it's always truth and a lie, and it's generally a lie and the truth. And the reason I say that is because um, our perception of ourselves sometimes make us add a little sugar and spice to a story. So that's why I even try to keep, when I tell stories, I try to keep it plain intentionally. So I won't do that. I try to, but everybody does that. We all guilty of that. Um, but yeah, I think in general, you know, just understanding that, um, just being aware, always being aware um, of what you're doing. Because if you're not aware of what you're doing, it'll be hard to prevent it from being done around you. And what I mean by that, a lot of times we have demons. A lot of times we have conflicts within ourselves. And when that happens, we find ourselves outside around those conflicts, the environment and people. Um, Using me for example again, when I had hatred in my heart, I tend to be in areas and around people who reflected that. Aggressive people, dangerous areas. I always found myself around that. Now that I'm at peace, I find myself more around peaceful people because now I'm aware. I understand how what I was doing looked. So now I know how to stay away from them. And I go towards the opposite. So being aware of yourself a lot of times help you become aware of your surroundings. And yeah, a lot of that I learned in martial arts, but I applied it to life, my everyday life, you know. And that's another thing I do. I apply a lot of different practices to different things. And that was when I was learning Wing Chun. That was one of the meditation principles. Be aware of your inside to be aware of your outside. Um, and I applied that to everyday life. And again, that's another universal principle. I'll probably cover that tomorrow. We all know it's so above, so below, but when it comes to the Bible, that's all they give you. And they talk about earth and heaven, but it's an older saying and is incomplete. So it states as so above, so below, but also so within, so without. Meaning, as it is above us, is it the same below us? As it is inside us, is this outside? You know what, Perp? I try. I hope it do. I really do. I really do. Y'all help me because, like, right now, um, just me getting these thoughts out, this whole ideology out, me sharing this, it helps me release that negative energy transmutation. I'm gonna teach you about that too. Um, like I said, applying these universal understandings to everyday life, you'll begin to find ways to navigate around a lot of things that plagued you before, in my opinion. That's what it did for me. So, like I said, just listening to people. Like I said, if you listen to me, I'm literally giving you insight on not only the way I think, but the way I live. Because I think a difference that I noticed in a lot of, even over in the conscious community, I noticed even in scholars, I never understood this. I never understood this. Why do people um, go seek information and knowledge and never practice it? Like never try it, never apply it. They just got it in their head. A lot of people don't practice what they learned, because if they did, I think it's easier and more attainable to gain that peace. Especially like even reading the Holy Scriptures, like we just went over seven deadly sins. If you defeat those sins within yourself, they won't affect you on the outside. You won't even want to be around it. You will see it and be able to come away from it. So even in the spiritual sense, this is the process of opening our third eye. A lot of people say um, they get their third eye open, but I see them suffer from the same thing from people I know who don't. They fall into the same traps. And what that third eye is what they call complete awareness. And it's hard to achieve that if you have internal conflict. That's why it's considered the sixth chakra. So you have 5 levels to unlock. And some people, I'll be honest, some people are born with their third eye open, but many of us are not. It's a process. We might have awareness, but when I say complete awareness, I'm talking about you're aware of yourself. It's one thing to see things outside. So what that look like is this. Okay, say if we're in a group of people, so there's 5 people in this chat right now, right? So it's 5 of us, 6 of us, counting me. But say if one person in the chat was in here to cause a disturbance, and 4 other people notice that okay, this person is causing a disturbance, and then the 5th person says, well, um, he's trying to prevent the lesson from going on. But what I would say is, why? I find the intention. I find the intention. A lot of times when things happen, we look at the effect, but we never go to the cause. What I want to know is it someone in here that drew him? Is it something I said? That's what I'm more interested in. Because for someone to come in here and troll or do anything, um, it has to be an intention. And that's how we solve problems, is we find the intention of the problem. What is this problem? Why did this occur? That's awareness. And a lot of times, like I said, if you just listen to people, they tell you everything you need to know. Like I gave an example, when you first meet someone, they give you their all, they give you their best, you know. Then a month or two later, you see who they really are. And why is that? Because people comfortable. When people first generally meet people, they uncomfortable. So generally, they throw up this facade. But then when they get comfortable, then they show their ass. Hey, Kalani. And a lot of times that's not even bad. Sometimes after a while, a person become even cooler. But time is the best teacher. Time is the best teacher of everything. But listening and paying attention to a person, consistency, that's key. That's a key way of figuring out a person's intentions. Because everyone interacting with everyone has an intention. There's a reason why we do, even if it's to support. I just want to support a person. That's an intention. You know, so even if it's support, and then it's genuine. then you know it's genuine. Like I got this concept of life, right? As for, I appreciate you coming through. I got this concept of life, right? I hear people say this a lot. They say someone used them, and my concept is everything and everyone is supposed to be used, but what's not supposed to happen is abuse. But we all have thoughts, ideas, skills, abilities, knowledge, information. So everything, the ground, the seed uses the dirt, the water, and the sun to grow a tree. Nature, everything uses animals that use one another. Monkeys eat fleas off one another. Birds eat the leeches off of the elephants or the ticks off of the elephants. Even in nature, everything uses one another. The problem is when we begin to abuse one another, when the energy is not even, when it's not even flow of energy from one side to another. That's when things begin to get discombobulated. That's when the abuse begins. When one gets more than the other, that's one of them devils, them demons. That's gluttony, greed. We can use one another. That's complimenting one another. That's what using one another is. We compliment. You're getting something from me, I'm getting something from you. That's a compliment. There's so many times in life um, that demon jump on us, right? That gluttony demon. And people don't even understand that they getting attacked. It's something inside of them producing the wickedness outside of them. Because what a lot of people do is justify it. And again, listening to them. When you hear people begin to justify things that aren't morally right, they're telling you who they are. They're telling you who they are. But it's what happens a lot too. Because I've been guilty of it, and when it comes to certain people in my life, I'm still guilty of it. They say it's about who we like, right? Let me give you my concept of that. It's not even about who you like to me. It's about who you can tolerate, what I can tolerate, honestly, because even some things done by a loved one, I won't accept. But liking something, that only lasts for so long. Liking something is what we can tolerate. That's just my opinion. Um, and I'm gonna give a harsh example of that. Um, and this is something that we, if not personally, we know people. We know women who stay in abusive relationships, and it's really not that they love the person. If you think about it, because when they can't take it no more, they leave. They can't tolerate it no more. They're tolerating that. And this is the thing about women. Women are mentally strong. And whatever your mind does, whatever your mind tells your body to do, it does it. That's the difference between men and women. Women are mentally strong. Men are physically strong. By average, or in general. I say in general. Um, Men are physically strong. They ain't mentally strong. Women are way more mentally strong. That's why in abusive relationships, a lot of women take it as they can tolerate. The physical wounds heal, but the mental ones don't. And them the ones they taking the worst. But when they can't tolerate it, they break loose. And like I said, many of us understand that, if not from personal experience or someone close to. I got female family members who I know been through abusive relationships. I didn't know until I got older. And I never knew because they was mentally strong. So even then, I think about is what you can tolerate. But I guess toleration would be the action that's done versus the thought, which would be the liking. But it's key to understand people's intentions, because in life, not even on this app, but in life, people can lead you into situations. They can lead you. They can lead you into situations and you not even be aware of it, because a lot of times we depend on what people say. We really rely on it, and a lot of times we miss the person's actions because we are not understanding their intentions. So the actions, things they do, may seem harmless. And that's in relationships. Women get taken advantage of because a man can talk to them good. It's not even the actions, what he's doing, it's the words that he's saying, and vice versa. I think men are more susceptible when women say "I love you" than women are when men say it, because I think the ego kick in as the man. When a woman say "I love you," you're like, "Yeah, I got her." I think the ego kick in. But what's the intention? Why are you saying "I love you"? Is it that you want me to know you care, or is it you want me to think you care? That's a question I think we don't ask when people say things to us. Do you want me to believe, or do you want me to think? Like, what's the person's intention? What up, Miss Queen? Yeah, I'm just back rapping. But yeah, if you and I say that to say this, um, listen to people on the app. Like when you watching a content creator, think about it. What is the intention of this video? Is this video intended to um, help me, entertain me? What is this video for? And the more you watch a content creator, the more you'll learn about the content creator. Just listen to them, let them talk. They tell you everything you need to know. From the title of the video, from the content within the video, to the words they use in the video. Even someone who cook, you can watch a cooking channel. You can understand how much passion a person has for life. Or even a vlogging. What up, real? Like, when I watch Miss Queen, I can see the passion she has for her family. I can see the passion that she has for understanding who she is, knowing who she is. you can see that. Only thing you gotta do is pay attention. Just pay attention to what people say, and like I said, the content they make. That's like if I come on here, I, I claim to be positive, right? So you look at my content, and then I'm doing positive things. Now, what's my intention? Just saying I'm positive. If my actions are different, like you can it's um you can tell when people run a game. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from the way I grew up. Maybe that's it. Um, that I grew up around. I grew up around gangsters and pimps. So maybe it's just understanding. Um, I guess the way things went in the street, and then seeing it in real life. Like I seen so much game ran in business, especially like in real estate. I seen so much game ran on people, and that's why I always tell people to be 100% honest with you. The best businessman is a hustler. Someone who got it on the street. They go into business, always prosperous. It's easier. It's literally a legal hustle. Oh, Miss Queen, I love her word of the day. That's why I've been sharing them. I like how she put them in sentences. Hold on, I forgot the word today. The one about the body. That was today's, right? That was today's. But yeah, if you pay attention, um like I said, think about this, okay? A thought. I mean, before a word comes out your mouth, it's first a thought. So when people speak, they're telling you their thoughts. Even when they type, they're telling you their thoughts. In the beginning, it was the word. You know, even in the beginning of the Bible, it was a thought before the word came out, and then the word eventually became God. So that in itself, if you use that as a principle, before God was, there was a word. So think of that as manifestation. Your thoughts become words. Your words can become reality. Your words eventually manifest into reality. So your thoughts become reality. So a man thinketh shall be. That's in the Bible too. So your thoughts become reality. So when someone is creating a video, us content creator, we're expressing ourselves, expressing our thoughts, our ideas. That's like in school, we take reading comprehension. That's something that can be applied to interacting with people on a daily basis. You should be using it, comprehending what a person is trying to convey to you, the intentions behind why a person is saying something or interacting with you in general should be known. Because if not, that's how you get caught up. Oh man, I'm trying. Perp them demons, man. I'm being good. I'm being good. Girl, you be dropping video at the video, live at the live. I gotta get a device to keep up with you, Queen. I gotta get a device, but I usually take a day out the week and go through all your videos. Hey, make sure you link in the chat, Queen. You too, Perp. You're a content creator. When y'all got blue wrenches And y'all come in my chat. Y'all better start dropping it like it's hot. I gotta get that Snoop song for all my people. When y'all come in, drop it like it's hot. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get that. Ain't no old wild homie. You didn't help me get where I'm at. You better drop your link. Anybody watching this, please go subscribe to Miss Queen. Great content. Please go subscribe to Perp. You'll see on my community wall every day the word of the day. The word is gonna share Perp's word every day. But yeah, that's the fam. That's the fam. And this group, if you listen to this on the playback, please feel free not to only subscribe to my channel if you're new, but please subscribe to them. We are a nice, positive environment where you can come um, and congregate with positive people looking to build towards better self and better community. That's what we do. That's why I'm boring the way I am, because I am one of them positive people. I think we all in life have experienced enough pain. I truly do. I think everybody, even if you have personally had a good life, um, just looking at society in general, I think it's been enough pain. So let's bring positivity. Let's find ways to combat the problems that we all suffer from. No matter what race, belief, religion, um, no matter what background you have, suburbs, if you're from the street, we all suffer from the same thing. Yeah, drop your link, real. Oh, you on? Oh, okay, real. Hey, man, I watched your video today, bro. I like the way you broke that down, bro. That was that, that was slick. That was slick. That was slick, bro. But yeah, real. Anytime you in here, bro. If you want to post, I know you say you don't do it, but you're always welcome, bro. You got that blue stick. You're always welcome, bro. Um, but I gotta give you a shout out, bro. Y'all gotta go check Real's latest video out. Um, yeah, check Real out. That's what we supposed to do, Perp. This is natural. This is what happens in nature. The energy transfer. It's when it's positive, it's addictive. It's more addictive being around positive energy than negative energy. It's more addictive, I promise you it is. Being around positive energy is 20 times more addictive. The feeling, the euphoria you get from helping someone is way better than you feel when you hurt someone. Because when you hurt someone, at some point, if you got some type of soul, I don't care what happened between two people. When someone gets hurt, lose their life, um, that don't some portion of it don't feel good, even when it's on get back. You know, and that's nah. You don't drop too much. Do your thing. Even like from the street, from a street perspective. Even when you get back, it don't feel that whole. It still hurt, and sometimes it even feel worse. But when you help somebody, there's no regret. There's no regret. You don't get a regret when you help someone. When you do it genuinely. But if you do it for a purpose, then yeah, you might get a regret if you don't get what you put into it. But when you just do it to do it, um, it's a euphoria. You get Yeah, it's a euphoria you get when you just help someone because you out the kindness of your heart. But when you hurt someone, like I said, even when it's on get back, you're not satisfied. I mean, I had a friend who got murdered, and the guy who murdered him got murdered, and it's still, my friend's still gone. Even though the dude was gone, it was like it did nothing. And then people say, well, because you didn't do it, don't matter. I know people, you know, um, and a lot of times, there's a consequence behind every action. So you just put yourself in a worse situation. I got like 6 videos on my phone that still need to be edited. Yeah, I got to learn how to edit. That's my next step. I got people coming through later on this month to set me up and show me how to do all this stuff. But I think that's gonna be fun. You need to do a stream on how to edit. That's what you need to do. I'll be in there. But yeah, if you just sit back and let time, um, that's what patience is. In today's society, everything is about instant gratification, and we lost the art of being patient, letting things mature and manifest. And that's in relationships with people. Even a lot of times we meet people and we just want to be friends right away or even be enemies right away because we didn't like something they did. But if you give people time, they'll show you who they are. And when you um, see not only the good, but the bad side of people, the lowest part of people, you can appreciate the person even more. You know, like, what up, mate? Just go viral. Appreciate you stopping through. Hey, Perk, you drop drop that link in there for me too. Drop her link in there in the chat. Yeah, we support each other, and it's one of them nights where yeah, we're gonna show some love to everybody. Everybody come through here, get some love. It's free, That's something that we can do. Hit links is free. You know, it don't cost us nothing to support one another, and that's how we build. You know, we all got something to offer. So I think that's something easy to do that don't take much effort or energy is to support one another, show each other some love. Um, like I say, even if you don't like the content, um, what does it hurt? Just don't watch it, but you can still support. You know, everything ain't for everybody, but love is. That's one thing that everybody should get is love. So yeah, I think I've been in. Oh, and I don't think I've been in your support channel. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, you can get your support channel in there too. Yeah, I love that. I'm happy I found that community because that even that make you feel good. Just going in there, clicking on people. Like I'm saying, it feels is a better euphoria when you doing something out the kindness of your heart and something that little. Is clicking on somebody, supporting people. Something that little. You know, we don't take the small victories no more. Like I said, it's the instant gratification. But even those small victories, those small things add up, and they can be more valuable than that one big thing. Yeah, yeah. Teach me how to edit. You teach me how to edit. I teach you how to Dougie. Hey, Queen, I do enjoy your workout videos. You be getting it in. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's motivating me. I'm cleared to work out in 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks, and I'll be cleared to work out. A 2 year process. I'm finally. I'm feeling better. You know, like I want to post the X-rays on my community wall one day. It literally like I got a straw on my head. But when I had my um, hydrocephalus, I had to get a shunt put in my head, and now I look like a what is it off of Star Trek, the Klingon. I got a little lump on my head. You can see the shunt in my head. I wonder if you can see it. I don't know. I got my hair cut a little down. You might can see it. You see it right here? This little lump. Yeah, I look like a Klingon. But yeah, I can't. There's just things I can't do. So they gave me a 2 year window from when I can work out and when I can travel on a plane. So that'll be up in a minute. Oh yeah, easy. You know what? Um, I'm down to 230 something now. I got up to the biggest I was like two 265. And when I went to the doctor and stepped on the scale, the nurse looked like, you don't look like that's it, because I carry a lot of weight in my shoulders and my back. Like I'm sick. What up, Nate? Like I'm not a little dude. So I carry my weight good. And I was muscular before all this happened. So muscles kind of turned to the fat, got a little saggy and flabby. Um, what happened? I had a hit in the back of the head, and like 2 months later, like it wasn't even a hard blow, but 2 months later, I was having these real bad migraines for 2 months, and then 2 months went past, and I woke up and couldn't see, like I was completely blind. I couldn't see nothing. So my wife took me to the hospital. They ran these tests, and then they said I'm gonna do a lumbar puncture because they seen fluid in my head. They can figure out, like they did a CAT scan and seen all this fluid in my head. You couldn't figure out why, so they did the lumbar puncture, and the fluid receded. And then 2 days later, I started getting light in my right eye, but I still couldn't see out my left. So um, I had to go into surgery, and they cut, like they slit my eye so the fluid can leak out my eye. And then I was able to see a little bit out my right eye, but I'm still currently blind in my left eye. So um, the fluid kept building up and wouldn't drain, and that happened in October 2019. No, October of 2020. Um, and then that January 2021, after what's that, 4 months, 3 months, the fluid wouldn't drain by itself. They put the shunt in. Because if they didn't, I could have had permanent brain damage, and I would have lost the vision in my right eye. A little bit of vision I got. I don't get no peripheral in my right eye, so I can only see straight. I don't see nothing up and down. I've been tearing my shins up, man. My son got this little wooden chair, and it's white, and my floor in my kitchen and dining room is like a grayish white, and I can't see white. So man, I be tearing my damn shin up on that chair. I already broke two of them. But yeah. But no, I'm good though. I learned to adapt. Everything in life, always did, always have. It was rough at first because it was something new, but now I'm used to running into things. Yeah, after all this other stuff is done, but I can't. Uh, I told the story one time, but I had to delete the video because it's people. I'm trying not to get people hurt, I guess. And if some people hear it, then there ain't nothing I can do. So, oh yeah, oh that's not an option, man. I done been shot and stabbed, man. Like I said, it's a change because how much I depended on my eyes. So it's just like I said, I just had to adapt. It's just something that either you do it or don't, and that's just been life, though. You know what I'm saying? That's just been life. Either you do it or don't. Either I sit here and cry about it and whine about it, or I find ways to adapt and make it work. There's the only two options I got. And shit, I got kids. I ain't ready to give up yet. So um, I've learned to appreciate life, not day by day, but by second. I've learned to appreciate life like that. So um, I take every second and enjoy it. I make the best out of every second. Now, I used to, do that day by day, but now I do it second by second because time is precious to me now. Not only because I got my kids, but just the experiences that I had in life. I truly understand how precious life is, not just mine, but others, you know. And that's why I was kind of reluctant even getting on this app because I can control my environment, but you can't control the outside environment. But you can come in spaces like this and get around cool people, and just stay around those people. You can do that. So I guess you can't control it, but you can find a way to manipulate it. I appreciate that, Perk. I really do. So you sound worse than my auntie Queen. Look, I asked my my aunt retired, right? So I'm asking her like, why don't you? Because she still stay in Pennsylvania in a small town I'm from, and her husband died, so she alone in the house. So I'm like, why don't you come up here and move with me? You can help me with the kids. She's like, and my auntie raw, but this is what we do. She's like, I'm gonna tell you word for word what she said. She said, hell no, I ain't coming up there with your blind ass. You know, she was like, nah, I ain't coming up there with your blind ass. You better get some big ass, a big ass, what is it called? Cardboard and start writing shit on there with big letters so you can see it. I'm not dealing with your ass. I'm like, okay, auntie. But my aunts are older. So she like 70 something. Um, yeah, they like 20. I think, no, she got to be 70 something because my uncle just hit 80 something. So, um, yeah, my grandmother had my mom at like 48, 49. So I got cousins. My mother's nieces, like my first cousins, are older than my mom. Like my mom's siblings had kids before she was born. All of them, all three of them from my grandmother had kids before she was born. So, um, yeah, my auntie, but she raw. My auntie is raw as hell. She raw like my grandma was. My grandma didn't give a flying fuck what she said to who she said it to or anything. Um, and my auntie is a split image of her. And I can't wait till my mama get old. But my mom more um, sophisticated, I guess. So she gonna be the one who saying like the underlying gaslighting shit. But yeah, oh, I love all both. Man, my two aunties, my mama, two sisters, and they go kill me because one of them actually listens. One of them actually, the one I'm talking about, she listened to it, but she listened to the podcast. But um, my mother's other sister, both of them are both of them like my grandmother. That's why I said I can't wait to see my mom hit that 60, 70-year old. Because I think she gonna turn her switch off too. And that shit is just funny. That shit just funny. Cause they don't mean no harm. They're just saying what they see and what they mean. It's like no, I don't know. Cause my grandma, look, man, I took me and my grandma at a grocery store one day. I don't know if I told the story. We had a grocery store and we waiting in the checkout line, and it's this little kid and this lady in front of him, and the little kid was crying like, I want some candy. I want some candy. And the mom was like, nah, nah. And my grandma said, get that damn boy some candy, and threw the candy up there. And she threw $5 up there. She said, get him the candy. And she said, oh, thanks, man. And as soon as they paid for it and start walking out, my grandmother was like, "That's why the kids so goddamn fat now. You're giving them all that candy." And I'm like, "Ma, you just bought the candy for them. I don't care. I wanted them to shut up." I'm like, "Oh my god." The cash register lady crying. The cash register lady was crying. I'm like, "Grandma, why would you do that and say that?" She was like, "Shit." As soon as they walked away, that's why I was a little fat ass. That's why his ass fat now. I'm like, "You bought him the candy. I just wanted him to shut up." Like, oh man, that was my grandma. Like, no matter where we went. I remember I was probably about 7 years old, and we went to go visit. And I'm a kid. I don't know if y'all elder people did this, but my grandma used to like we stayed in a small town. I don't know, this shit might sound kind of weird, but we stayed in a small town, so like we knew everybody. So when people die, we would go to their wake and their funeral. So I'm 7 years old. She be dragging me to these funeral homes, right? I don't even know these people, and I'm like, I'm used to seeing like casket dead bodies. Like she been ever since I can remember. I've been going to people. So anyway, so we get there, and this is like one of her. Now that I'm older, the people told me stories. So this is one of her male friends. Like yeah, one of her friends. Um, so we go see him, and we walk up, and all I remember her saying like, "Yep, told your ass not to marry her. Not looking at you in the damn box. Told you should have just stuck with me." And it's everybody looking at her, and she said, "Y'all have a good day." We walked out. Like my grandma was cold, man. Like when I say cold, uh, she was just her. That's just who she was. She did what she wanted to do, said what she wanted to say. Um, but she was real. That's one thing. She was 100% real. What you seen is what you get. She ain't faking. She ain't doing nothing to make you feel comfortable or nothing. Um, she was just her. Either you liked it or you didn't. Either you went with it or you don't. And I think that's missing. A lot of that's missing now. A lot of people aren't authentic no more. At least at the beginning. I try to be as genuine as possible. But I mean that just speaks deeper into who we are as a person, as an individual. When we can't be authentic, and there's reasons why. Um, so I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying become aware of it. A wonderful human. My grandmother was. She could eat she could eat a shirt off my back. But yeah, my grandma she was amazing. She did a lot of things. Like she was a midwife. Like the town I grew up in, everybody like if when I go home, everybody know me as her grandson. The little boy she used to have all the time. That's what everybody know me at. She was like midwife to half of the town. Those people that she was midwife to. I don't even know how many. I know is every time. I can't even tell you how many people she birthed or brought in. I never asked her, but I can tell you a minimum over 30 people have told me that. Minimum 30 people have told me, "Oh, your grandma delivered me." You know, she was the midwife in the town, and she was the godmother to. Like I didn't know, like at her because she had moved up here with us, and when she passed, we took her back to Pennsylvania and buried her. And you'd have thought it was like a president or something. It was people waiting outside the church. But I didn't know how many god kids she had. I'm like, damn, you got an army. Like half of the goddamn town was her god kid. Like my hey Perp, look, not only that, what my grandma used to do? She used to go. I'm a little kid. She used to drag me everywhere with her. But she used to go to the courthouse on arraignment day to see who getting locked up. And if it was like somebody she knew or somebody she was close with, like a family member or a close friend, she'd talk to people and get them out. Like my grandmother, like in that town, everybody knows her. Everybody knows her. But that's a testament to who she is, who she was. And this is why I honor the ancestors. It's one of the main reasons because I know what she did, and was she a saint? Hell no, girl was no saint. She was a great person though, but oh man, she she used to like she used to always threaten people and say, "Don't make me pull out my 99 Magnum." Right? And she used to always carry this purse, and it was a nice size purse. It wasn't like a huge purse, but it was a nice size purse. But she used to always say, "Don't make me pull out my 99 Magnum." Good night, Queen. You going to sleep? Appreciate you coming through, Queen. Y'all make sure y'all sub up the Queen. She got a couple channels, so make sure you sub up. Great content. But when she had finally moved up here, um, when she finally moved up here, we was at a gas station, and I was going to get the gas. She was in the passenger seat, and when I come out, this dude like, man, that crazy old woman, she gonna shoot me. And I'm thinking she found my gun under my seat, right? I'm literally thinking like, damn, grandma went under my seat and found my gun. Man, she had this 22 revolver. And she was like, that bastard tried to rob us. I told you I had my 99 Magnum. I'm like, what the fuck? She got a gun for real. Like, all the years she used to say that, I used to think she was joking. No, grandma was packing. That shit fucked me up. Uncle L, what up, bro? Yeah, grandma was literally packing. That shit fucked me up. Like, she actually had a gun. And I guess she wasn't used, because, like I said, she from a small town. And in the hood, you actually had people who, when you pull in the gas station, they'd try to grab the squeegee off of the side of the gas pump and clean your windows, right? They had literally tried to do that and think you gonna give them $1. Like, bro, I could have did that. But I guess that's what he tried to do, and grandma pulled out the pistol on him. But I'm telling you, she used to always say that, and we'd be laughing. Like, grandma ain't got no gun. She actually had a gun. That whole time she was packing. Yeah, so, I'm telling you, my grandma was a trip, man. My grandma was a trip. And you wasn't, she was, like, my grandma was probably about 5'3", 5'2". But she wasn't no pushover at all. She had this cut under her eye, right? So I think I was probably about 16, 17. And I said, Grandma, how you get that cut on your eye? She was like, the bitch cut me and I cut her 5 times. And I'm like, what? They got into it. She got into it with a woman over a guy, and a woman cut her. She took the razor from the woman and cut her 5 times in the face. I'm like, okay, yeah. Grandma was an OG. But like I said, she had I remember I was probably about 6 years old, and she had. I don't know if y'all remember that when you can adopt a kid, like they had it'd be like the infomercials when you send money to the kid. So um, when I got old enough and aware of it, I remember her sending money, and she kept. And then I think I was like 6 or 7 years old, and she was like happy. She was like, "Oh, my baby coming." The lady she sponsored was coming to America to go to college to be a doctor. Like my grandma did that. Like she sponsored someone from Africa, and eventually they made it over to the U.S. and they got a scholarship. She was paying for it. My grandma was. I think she said she was sending. $20 a week or something like that. Yeah, I don't know how long she did it, but I remember the lady coming to visit, thanking her, calling her mom and everything. My grandma was showing her all the letters. She showed my grandma all the letters, and I'm a kid. I didn't know my grandma was doing it. Um, yeah, but my grandma did that. I don't know if she ever became a doctor. I just know she came to America and started going to school. That was the no. I think um, she didn't come to my grandmother's funeral, but I think she came to her 80th birthday party. I gotta ask my mom. I think she might have showed up then, but I don't remember if she became a doctor. But yeah, my grandma did that. But I know she moved to. Well, she came here to go to school, and she's still here. Um, but yeah, that was dope. I thought that was dope. Um, so yeah, my grandma was an amazing woman. I was blessed, truly blessed. She taught me so many things. It's just crazy how none of it made sense until she died. Everything she ever told me made sense. All the little lessons she taught me, everything made sense after she died. When she was here, I think I took it for granted that she was here to tell me the thing. I don't know. I think I might have took it for a legacy. Fiery as hell. You don't understand, Bert. I can't do nothing but smile and laugh when I talk about it because every memory I have, that's what it triggers: joy, happiness. Um, so yeah, I don't. When I think of my loved ones that's no longer here, uh, I don't get sad. I think about all. I don't know if that's a defense mechanism or I really. But no, I don't get sad. I think of all the fun. But I think because I think a lot of times people when they lose people they have regret. It's some form of regret. And to be honest, now that I'm older, like the people who are close to me who passed, I don't have any regrets. So the only thing I can do is draw on, joyful, happy moments. But I remember there's a couple people who died when I was younger. I had regrets, and I felt bad when they died. But now that I'm older, I understand that. Do a whole live about my grandma. Oh man, if I do a live, I would have to bring my family on here. I have to. I'll do that one day. I bring like my mom, my one auntie. My one auntie ain't go. I got two aunties on my mother's side, but my one auntie she might not come on, and if she do, it ain't gonna be good because when them three get together, it's uh, like what's that celebrity death match with the Golden Girls? When them three get together, it'd be so funny because um, like it's no like real conflict, but they bicker all the time. Like they bicker all the time. Like me and my siblings, I we joke all the time, but no, they really be fighting, like going at it. But then like they'd be arguing for like an hour or two on the phone, and then like 20 minutes later, they just laughing and get like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? I don't know. That jump be weird to me. I don't know. It'd be weird, but they'd be arguing one minute, and then next minute laughing and giggling like y'all weird. My wife and her sister do that. Like women, y'all weird to me, man. Y'all weird. Y'all bicker and fight with each other, and then seconds later, y'all start talking about bras or something, girly, and then y'all forgot y'all was fighting. I'd be like, y'all weird. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a couple people on. I'm trying to see when my cousin play for the New York Jets. I'm trying to see when he got some time to. I'm gonna get him on here with a conversation. I ain't gonna do no interview or nothing like that. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna get him on here. Just have a conversation with him because it's an interesting fact, right? So my cousin who played professional football, when Tampa Bay won a Super Bowl, he was on that team. But that's not even the crazy thing. Tom Brady has won three Super Bowls Well, he has won multiple Super Bowls with three different people from the town I'm from. One of the guys, the first guy, his name is Ty Law. That's my mother's first cousin. So Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with him. And then, if you're familiar with football, you probably have heard of Darrell Revis. That's my aunt's godson. So Tom Brady has won three Super Bowls with Ty, one Super Bowl with Darrell, and then my cousin, his name Jordan Whitehead. He just did a interview on that Pivotal podcast. So yeah, go check that out. I think I put it on my community wall. I shared it. But that's my dad's twin. That's my dad's twin son. So Tom Brady has won Super Bowls with three people from the town I'm from, and they all play defensive back. That shit kind of cool. And then they all played on Tampa Bay and the Jets. All three of them played on the same teams. That junk crazy. I think Ty. I don't know. Ty might not have played. No, Ty didn't play on Tampa Bay. Well, they all played for the Jets. So I thought that was like a fun fact and interesting, and I think it'd be cool to have a conversation about that. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get some more of my family, and then like my mom's side of the family, like this is how it is, right? So my mom's side of the family is more, I say, we're a little rougher over there, you know. My mom's side of the family a little rougher, and then my dad's side of the family, um, that's where they more suburban. So the town I'm from, my mom's side of the family, from there, the what would be considered a suburb area of that town is where my dad's side of the family is from. So it's an interesting. What up, Eve? So it's an interesting dynamic. Perk, make sure Eve, y'all go subscribe to Eve. Make sure Eve link is in the chat, Perk, for me. I think Eve got a wrench. You got a wrench, Eve? Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Drop it like it's hot. So so yeah, so I'm gonna try to get my cousin to play football on here, and then like my mom ended up getting cool with James Conner, here running back. I think he's still in Arizona, so I'm gonna try to get him on here too. Uh, so yeah, that's interesting. I think that'll be interesting breaking that down. And now he played for the Jets now, so now he in New York. Um, so yeah, I think that'll be cool. Uh, oh, Eve, you already know. No, thank you. I appreciate you, sis. Um, yeah, I appreciate you, sis. But make sure y'all subscribe to E. So yeah, I think that'll be cool. I'm gonna try to do more with my family on here. Um, I got some interesting people. My dad's brother, he a lawyer. He retired now, but he ran. When I say the USC, the Southern Cal Law District. He ran USC, UCLA, and there's another school over there. He was like he ran the uh, lawyer department, I guess, whatever it is. But Uncle Squeak, I never knew. Like when I was younger, I never knew he he was a lawyer because he was always like goofy as hell and drunk. Like that, I forgot how old I was, but he put beer in my bottle, so I shut up and go to sleep when he was watching me one time. So yeah, that's Uncle Squeak. But intelligent dude, you know. So I think it'll be, just with the kind of content that I do, I think it'll be interesting of breaking information down. Because man, that's another one of my intellectual sparring buddies. Because he not only law, he been through a lot, like um, the race riots, and he was a JAG officer first. So he was a military lawyer and then came out. And I mean, he's just an interesting dude, but he goofy as hell. Like you'd never think this man is a lawyer. How goofy! He just have fun with life. And now they retired, all he do is smoke weed. So we just sit down and talk about different strands of weed all day. And then he was like, yeah, I always smoked this. I tried to give you some when you was little because you wouldn't shut up. Like, oh, man. It's like I blew it in your face and you just took it. And I'm like, so yeah, I got a cool ass family. And that's, to be honest, like, when I was younger, I used to be angry that my mom moved me to Michigan. I didn't get to grow up with all my family. Like, I didn't grow up with my dad's side of the family. I didn't grow up with my mom's side of the family. We was, in Michigan. She moved me up here when I was 9. So I go down there and visit for the summer. But then when you get older, you start doing your own thing. And so I didn't grow up with them. But we always talked. And, we one of them families, like family is family. So no matter how long we go from talking or from around each other, when we see each other, it's all love. But I did spend that time with him when I was 9. I did spend that time with. Hey, this is a perfect fucking example of my title because I'm just telling y'all every fucking thing now, right? I'm just talking. Damn. Well, that's what this is. So I said I was gonna use myself as an example. Um, so yeah, I didn't have the luxury of growing up with him, but um, we always been tight. Especially like my aunts, because my aunts on my dad's side, um, my aunts on my dad's side, uh, they had tripped. My one aunt, she spent half my life in Philly, and that's my aunt sis. But she one of them ones who she was like the oldest sister, so she was like rough. She was like when I say rough, like she was harder on me than my uncles was. She was harder on me than my uncles was. Like she had expectations that you had to meet them. You would have thought she was in the military, you know. But she said she ain't want no soft boys around her because when she get older, she need us to protect her, and that's how a lot of us on my dad's side, we got roughed up by Aunt Sis, and then the one who you thought was gonna be the hardest was my Aunt Jackie. She is a state trooper. She the kind of softer one. So yeah, it's kind of family dynamics is crazy. It's like I said, my mom's side of the family. We the backwoods people. Like the little town in front. I was literally in the wood. Like we had a scat gun, a little shotgun for the wild turkeys because when they come down the hill, they get in the garden. And so as a little kid, I'm out there shooting scat guns, running the turkeys off. Oh, I love the elders. I love the elders. It's so much like old people. Like I don't know if y'all ever heard me say this, but I was told this once. When an elder dies, that's the equivalent to a library burning up. Not with just the knowledge, but the experience that they have. Um, and even though their experiences from the past, we can still learn from it because things just evolve. They don't really change. They just evolve to something newer, but it still has that base, that foundation that we can learn from and utilize to move forward. Like we don't learn enough from the mistakes of the past because we still make them, and we make them even worse. We make them even worse. So that's why we need elders. But like a lot of these elders nowadays, they not elders, man. You got, hey man, you got look, man. If you 60 years old, if you 50 years old, stop gang banging. Like pull your pants up, man. Like that shit is crazy. Um, yeah, I'm only speaking on the men, but man, a lot of these dudes ain't no elders, man. Just because they old, that don't mean shit. It's some old fools, and I'm sorry, but it is what it is. They got some old fools nowadays. I've seen more old fools than actual elders, but When you do get around the elders, is a great vibe, because now you feel like, I can sit back and learn something. I can sit back and receive knowledge or information, um, and that's always a good feeling, even if it's insight on the past. You know, on how things was done, because a lot of us don't even know how things manifest into what they are today. And if we figure that out, we can understand why we're in the situation we're in, and we know that. We know that. But what I'm saying is, more of us will be aware, and maybe we can do something about it. But the way it is right now, we too separated. We can learn from the elders. Well, how did they keep things together? Maybe that should have worked, because what we doing ain't working. Not keeping ourselves together as a people. Even all people. Like, we have no communities, we have no tribes, we have no villages no more. None of that shit exists. Like, I can be honest with you, I don't even talk to my neighbors. I hope one of my neighbors look, man, I hope one of my neighbors break into her house and she ain't even thank me after that. And I felt like, damn, she asked me to help her break into her house because I'm the only black dude on the block. Like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. But she don't even say what up though. Yeah, we don't fuck with one another the proper way. We don't interact the proper way no more. And it's not difficult. We just have to be genuine with one another. Like I said, go back to the tolerate thing. It's some things in life. Even if I can't tolerate it, I don't disturb people. You know, I just don't fuck with them. I look at people, and if I can tolerate you, if I can rock with you, if I can build with you, that's what I'm gonna do. If I can't, then I leave you at peace. I ain't gonna fuck with you. And that ain't no disrespect, because there's a lot of cool people I just don't fuck with. It's just it's I believe in timing. You know, I believe in timing. I believe within time, um, maybe we're aligned where we can interact. But I don't believe in forcing nothing. And when I don't feel that vibe, that energy, I don't fuck with people. I've learned, like, I understand my intuition is high. This is not I'm not. It's just I understand what I can tolerate and what I can't. I'm not even saying, like I said, I know it's some good people. I just don't vibe with them. Nothing against them. It's just everything don't mix. And a lot of it is timing. You know, a lot of it is timing, but that's me understanding who I am. I can see something in someone and it'll bother me, even though I can see the same thing as someone else, but it's done a different way, and I can tolerate that. I can tolerate things more done out of ignorance than intention, because if it's something done out of ignorance, more 9 times out of 10, um, not even saying it can be corrected, but is I just look at it as it can be understood. But when it's certain things done intentionally, I just can't fuck with it. I can't fuck with it, because I know eventually uh, things that happen to you. And so, like I said, sometimes it's not even a person can be a good person. It's just, everything just don't mix. And like I said, vibrationally, is not we're not aligned. So um, that's not a bad thing in people. It's just it is what it is. Like I said, I know some good people. I just can't fuck with them. Yeah, you know, and that's dope. And I enjoy this. Just like I said, like-minded people come together, and we can talk shit. I talk shit to Nate about the raccoons, jumping on them all the time. So we joke, we have fun, we laugh. I pick with Perk. I don't know where Craig at. Probably punching a bull somewhere. So yeah, we joke, and we build. Like I said, I think everybody got something to offer, a perspective, a skill, a trade. I mean, everybody got something to offer. And when you're in a community, that's what you do. You contribute. We all contribute to one another. If it's time, if it's a like, if it's a subscribe, um, that's what life is about. Using one another. See, that's what happens when you use one another. This is what happens. Um, you both getting and receiving, giving and receiving. You both are prospering off of the relationship. It's not one taking advantage of the other one climbing on the other one's back. No, it's you both are helping each other move forward. That's what happens when you use. Like, think about this simple concept. Your car uses gas. Your car uses gas. Put some kerosene in that shit and see what happens. Your car, it'll abuse it. Shit'll blow up. You have a fire in your engine, you put kerosene in it. But it uses gas. So now it works properly. Like I said, the seed uses the soil, it uses the water, it uses the sun, and it grows a tree. The tree bear fruit. Not only you getting oxygen, you're getting something to eat. And those are four different things cooperating. And if you count the carbon dioxide, that's five things cooperating, using one another to produce something that can benefit. That's what happens when you use one another properly. Both people benefit, become fruitful. When one uses another, that bears bad fruit. Because get something out of the one person might get something out of the what up, Alan? One person might get something out of the ordeal, but eventually the person getting the lesser of it is gonna be upset. That's gonna cause conflict within the relationship. It bears bad fruit when you abuse people, but when you use people, you both prosper. Just make sure it's even. The energy that's flowing should be even. Yeah, Alan, you alright, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute. Yeah, but that's what we're supposed to do. And I want to say this to the brothers too. Um, I understand as men, we all have we got manhood, right? We all men, but let's uh let's show the civil side of being men. Let's try to, if we have issues with one another, let's at least attempt to resolve them with words. Let's have conversations first. Let's try it. Especially older men. If we have conflict with one another, let's try to have conversations first before we get physical. And as the older men do that, the younger guys will look at it. The reason I truly believe, you know, is monkey see, monkey do. As older men, I'm putting myself in that category. So older men, I say, let's try to resolve our conflicts with words first. At least attempt to, you know. And by doing that, we set examples for the ones under us. Let's show them before we resolve an issue with violence. We'll try to resolve it with words, even if that look like this. You go your way, I go my way. You don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. At least let's try it. I don't think that's hard. I don't think that's hard. Let's just try it. And I know all situations you can't do this. That's just a fact. I know some things have, blew way out of proportion. But if you can, just try it. Because eventually we're going to have to take responsibility and set the examples. As older men, we have to accept that responsibility. Because if we don't, the people under us, they go keep doing what they doing. And can't blame them because we doing the same thing too. I mean, is even on this app, not just in real life. I mean, it's easier to start on this app because a lot of stuff that transpired on this app is words. A lot of stuff that transpired on this app is words. So let's try to resolve the situation, the problem with words. Let's try that. And I think as older men, we got that responsibility to at least attempt. And I don't think it'll hurt because let's face it, ain't nobody gonna really see nobody on here. And if you do, to me, that's a crash out, dumb. I mean, you gotta think. And like I said, I know some things that probably went beyond talking, and I understand that. It is what it is. But if it didn't get to that point yet, let's try to talk. Because setting that example, I watch my son watch everything that I do. Everything that I do. And the good and the bad, I don't do nothing bad around him, but he watch everything I do. But that's a reflection on what's out in the world. These younger guys who coming into manhood are looking up to us, trying to figure out what a man is, especially if they ain't got no one right there teaching them. And what they see is us older guys having conflict and resorting to violence. So that's what they feel. That's how it works. Even my brother told me that. I'm in the street because you was. I seen what you did. My own brother told me that. So I know this to be factual. This is my factual opinion, but I'm an asshole. But he just nah. You know what? I put a holes in my mouth, man. I'm still a little stuffy, and I'm smoking this little vape pen, so I put a hole in my mouth. Now I got a 3-meat spaghetti I'm about to smash in a minute, but yeah, let's try to resolve things with words. I mean, like I said, a lot of times you can't. Sometimes things went beyond the point of talking. That's understandable. But I'm saying if it can, if it's especially on this app because there's younger people watching this on here too. I mean, the 40, 50-year-old man, there's younger people watching y'all, calling y'all elders. I'm only 38. But I know my boy Blackbird, he just turned 21. He watched my videos. So he's watching me. So I have a responsibility. If we talking about this community thing, we talking about like-mindedness, if we talking about being a people, let's do that. I got a responsibility to Blackbird. I accept. Not hard. Like I said, some things can't be resolved with words. I understand that. I'm talking about in real life and on here. Sometimes people go too far. I understand that. But what I'm saying, if you can, always try to resolve it with words first. And that's not being soft. That's not being weak. That's being smart, man. Especially if you got something going for yourself, man. Listen, you got something going for yourself. If you building towards something, if you have any type of future, don't throw it away. It only takes seconds. It only takes seconds. Let that pride go. Let that whole be smarter. Learn which battles to fight because life is a war. You don't have to you don't have to go all commando in each battle. Some battles you go lose. And it's okay because that might mean you survive. So I would ask, just be smart, man. Be smarter in the decisions you make. Like I said, it take 1 second to throw everything away. And I'm blessed, but I know people who threw everything away for a moment of glory for the rest of your life. And no one is going to remember that in the next 10, 15 years. No one's going to remember that. But they will in that moment. That was a bad motherfucker. That was a hard motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta choose your battles. You got to. Um, I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I wouldn't be here if I was emotional. I had to. I didn't have an option growing up. I wasn't allowed to cry. I was raised by one of them. That's how my stepdad was. No, you can't cry, bro. My grandma was like that too. You know how like I look at my son when he don't get something he want, he cry. I stick him in this room and tell me to let him know, come out when you done crying. That's what I do. I don't. My grandma, she used to say, "Oh no, I'm gonna give you something to cry for, no matter where you was at. Let me be at a store and want a toy and couldn't get it and start crying. Okay, I'm gonna give you something to cry for." Like, oh shit. So yeah, I had to learn how to choose my battles wisely. Yeah, but that's what it is. That's what it is. We just gotta be smarter in our decision making. Um, and it's not easy. It's not easy because a lot of us we haven't been taught and we're not quite aware of how to feel. Go with our intuition. Um, a lot of us don't, and not only that, a lot of us don't know how to separate our emotions. A lot of times interacting with people, just having general conversation with people, I detach myself emotionally. That way, I can properly understand what people say to me. Because sometimes you might like a person. Hey, you ever did this? Somebody ever say something to you, and in the moment you was like, okay, yeah, and then later on you start thinking like, hold on, man, that shit was fucked up. Why do you think that occurred? I know I can't be the only one, but that occurs because you like people. Somebody said something to me, and then later on I was thinking like, man, that dude fucked up. But in the moment, it was like, okay, yeah, he cool. He said some crazy shit, and I laughed. But then when I thought about it, I'm like, no, that shit fucked up. Or vice versa. Somebody you didn't like said something, and then later on you like, damn, that shit makes sense. That happened to me too. Yeah, that happened to me too. Again, it's about who we like or what we can tolerate. Hurt so many times, I'm telling you. so many times. I sit back. I do a lot of self reflection. I do a lot of it, and I always try to find something that I can improve on. Like when I get off here, I'm gonna eat, and while I'm in the shower, I'm gonna think about my day and think what I could have did different. How could I have been more productive today? I do that every day. I don't know why. I'm sick in the head. I analyze everything. I analyze everything. I don't know. I guess it might be an OCD, but the way I grew up, I had to adapt. So it was like I was constantly thinking, constantly thinking, because you constantly have to adapt to situations. Um, some situations be laid back, but some situations be hostile. So constantly thinking, um, and I embrace that. I enjoy that because it got me through a lot of shit. And even now, I mean, even now it helps. It's like brain food. Yeah, I don't understand. You know what? And I think that's what it is. I try to understand everything. I try to understand people. I think I understand probably like any definition that categorize a person mental state. Self-studied, and I don't even classify people as like narcissists and stuff like that. Um, because a lot of times I don't truly think people know that they're like narcissists. I don't think people are aware of it because if you begin to take some of the things that stimulate those actions that cause people to act like narcissists, their behavior begin to change. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes people just fucked up. But I know a lot of times people don't do things intentionally. A lot of people do things out of um, what I like to consider survival mode. It's more instinctive. It's more of a defense mechanism. Most people function like that. They function in a survival mode. When they interact with people or different environments, they literally function out of survival mode because we mainly have been conditioned like that. Um, Most of us think about how to make it through the day versus planning for the future. That's how we've been conditioned, and that's even um, decision making when you're interacting with people. Like I'm telling or asking people, older men, to set the example and try to resolve your problems with words. That's thinking for the future. Resolving it with violence is thinking for the present. That's more survival. Giving myself an example as an example. I had two kids, one 3, one about to be 2 months. Two kids. So if I do something stupid and I get locked up, that's time away from my kids. If I do something emotionally, if I react to something, that can possibly take me away from my kids. That's not me thinking for the future. It's me thinking for the present. We What up, Ryder? I think, and I think we have been conditioned to focus on today and not think about tomorrow. Because even in the direction we're going as a society, we're not prepping to make the future better. We're not doing things today that's going to make the future better tomorrow. So how's it? So this is at times. This is why I say I don't have hope for the future, because to make the future better, we got to do shit today. We got to get things done today to make the things tomorrow better. It's like if you go have a dinner for tomorrow, you don't prep the food today, it ain't gonna be ready for tomorrow. You may can get it done tomorrow, but if you prep the food today, it'll be ready for tomorrow. That's the ideology. That's the way we gotta start thinking. Doing things today to make the future better. If we got kids, that's an obligation. That's what we should be doing. But even if you don't, if you don't got kids right now, do you want kids in the future? Or even if you don't want kids in the future, do you want to be comfortable when you're older in the future? Because now, we young, so we can endure a lot of things. But do you want to be going through this shit when you're old, less mobile? Do you want to be going through the same shit? So why not make plans for it now? Why not do things now? We have to plant the seed. Even if we religious, okay, we religious, you reap what you sow. You have to plant the seed for it to grow. You have to plant the seed, and we're not doing that. Individually, we are. And hopefully, it'll work out on an individual level. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe your kids will become the elite. Maybe. Maybe. But if they don't, then we just fucked up. We wasted time. We too focused on our own self. And too much of that leads to what we have today. Too much of that is what we see today, focusing on self. That's how the communities fell apart. That's how the villages fell apart. That's how the unity fell apart. That's why, even and see, now Alan, if you want a family of your own in the future, it's preparation, right? Because you want to put them in the best situation possible to thrive. Like when I think of immortality, um, I think of two things. I think of me doing something, me just being good. Like I think of my grandma. Like all the good things she did, people always go talk about her. And then her bloodline. So her bloodline with her legacy. That's immortality. That's immortality. Now she might not be in a history book, but I'm gonna tell my kids about her. And I'm gonna do such a good job they gonna tell their kids about her. So she will forever live on, even if it's by story. But what is she gonna live on to? What is her story? Is it anything gonna be here for her story to live on? Because the way we going, bro, I don't know what the direction we going right now. There's too much hate in the world. too much. And it's senseless. It's senseless hate because a lot of it is unwarranted. A lot of the evil in the world is unwarranted. And as we went over them 7 deadly sins, we can see clearly the evil in the world. And we got a better understanding. You really look at the things that's happening in the world, the gluttony, the greed of people. That's probably the biggest sin right now that we can visibly see is the greed of people. The greed of people for resources, for money. People will dehumanize other people for money. And that's since the beginning of currency, basically. Since the creation of money, people been mistreating, dehumanizing, abusing other people. Even on this app, Cloud. It is more powerful. It is. It's not enough of it though. That's the thing. It's not enough people willing to produce that energy. And I understand. I mean, life is hard. Life is really hard. So people have been beat down, but it's not enough people producing that energy of love. And to me, it's laziness. That's where sloths come in. You know why? Because it's easier to be an asshole to someone. And for some reason, we think it's entertainment now. Men attacking women, that's not entertainment. That's not entertainment. Women attacking men, that's not entertainment. But definitely not women and people who people who applaud that. People who find justification within it. I understand defending yourself. That's every human right. But, and I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about people defending themselves. I'm talking about people just being attacked for numbers. On this app, people are being attacked because it's entertainment. And who's sicker? The person attacking or the person watching? Because if the person don't watch, then the person don't make that. If people don't watch it, people don't make it. There's no demand, there's no supply. And then people taking it way too far. Like for a dude, right? You a dude and you following women around, bro. Like that shit weird, man. And if that was my people, bro, you probably I ain't even about to say it, but nah, that shit all the way weird. Because you don't like what a woman said, you will pull up on a woman over some words. That's beyond cupcake. That's beyond cupcake. I'm sorry. That right there. You ain't doing that shit in a D. That shit ain't happening. That shit ain't happening. Our law is different than a D. Our law is way different. Like I said, grandma was packing. But that shit just flat weak. Like I said, some shit just went too far on here over words. But as a man, And then there's older men, because they don't like what a woman says, want to put hands on. Like, what are we doing? What are we? What are we showing the younger generation? And these dudes want to be called elders and OGs. I don't know one OG who did no shit like that. I could tell you a story though. I could tell you two of my uncles dragged one of their little runners. I'll call him a runner. Dragged one of the little runners out the house and beat the shit out of him because he jumped on this girl. That wasn't allowed. Not in our circle growing up. Your girl cheat on you, go get another one. Don't put your hands on her. You making it hot for us. She go to the cops, you get arrested. Then we gotta get rid of you. That's what they used to say. Because if you get arrested for domestic violence, most people they want to know stuff. How you get out? So if you that loose, if you ain't disciplined enough, if your girl cheat on you to find another girl, then you can't fuck with us. You're a liability. That's what I said. I was taught self control. It was rules and regulations. Ain't none of that no more. Ain't no structure. It's nothing. It's a free fall, wild, wild west. Even the older people who supposed to know better doing stupid shit. I digress. Let me be quiet. I'm high and I'm getting emotional. But that upsets me. That the older people not setting examples for the younger people. And they wonder why everything fucked up. It started at the top. That shit started at the top, man. How you gonna blame these young boys for sagging pants when these older people sagging pants, man? I seen a 50-year-old dude sagging his pants. I will have to you know what I think it'll take for good to beat evil. It's just that good gotta hit evil in his motherfucking mouth. That's what good need to do to defeat evil. Is hit it in his mouth. Eminem said it best. All that peace talk can cease. Ain't no people been kumbayaing for millennia now. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nobody coming to save nobody. Ain't no grand reckoning happening. You know why? Because the people sitting idle. If we look at history, and even though the country is fucked up now, look what Haiti did. They didn't wait for nobody to come save them. They saved themselves. Your savior is within you. That's where our savior is. Ain't nobody gonna crack open no sky and come down and stick a hand and grab all the chosen ones. That shit ain't gonna happen. We want to be saved. We have to liberate ourselves. The first way you do that is liberate your mind. Understand. Take all the bad programming out. There's a shit ton of it. Because we've been getting indoctrinated since we've been little. And that was one of the indoctrinations. Sit idle, help will come. If they got you to believe that, guess what they got you not to do? Help yourself. Everything, and read the Bible. If you read the Bible, God put the Spirit of God in man to overcome things. David and Goliath. Story of King David. Even when they marched around the walls of Jericho and blew the horn, that was action. They didn't sit still. God gave us everything we need. We just too lazy to use it. Right, Platty? Nah, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you a horse, and you grab the crossbow. Get you a horse and a crossbow. Get you some armor. I'm gonna turn you into Sojourner of Truth. Nah, not Sojourner of Truth. Bad. No. That was a bad one. That was a bad one. She was a bad motherfucker though. She was a bad motherfucker. But no, it's and then the action even when I say that, I don't even talk about violence. You know, like I said, the first thing you gotta do is liberate your mind. I mean, just liberate your mind, and then we'll be able to make changes. You know, but the only way we can come together if we stop focusing so much on the differences. As long as we got the same goals, moving towards the same thing, let's focus on the similarities, and then you will see the beauty in the differences. You know, we all eat all different types of food from different types of culture. We enjoy it. People enjoy tacos, pizza. I love pancit. You know, I love a lot of Middle Eastern dishes. You know, the diversity is beautiful in food. For some fucked up reason, we can't enjoy the diversity of people. That's crazy. We like you cooking it. We just don't like you. That's how this country is. Like, can you like when they say tell Mexicans to go back down to Mexico's? What if they took all the tacos? I don't think if they had to take all their shit with them, nah, I think we'd be cool. I think we'd be cool. If you accept a person's culture, I don't see how you do that. People accept, look, I'm gonna just keep it funky. There's so many people who copy off of black people but hate black people while they enjoying their shit. That shit is crazy to me. Like, how can you hate someone but enjoy their shit, the shit they created, the shit they thought of, the shit that they do on a daily basis? How can you hate the people but like their shit? Like I said, even with Mexicans, how can you hate Mexican food? How can you like Mexican food but hate Mexican people? You ain't about shit but your food good. That shit crazy. Yeah, I'm just rambling now. I'm gonna drop the link one more time. I don't know if I don't know if I did before. But no, I'm just rambling, just talking shit. I don't know if anybody want to hit the link. If not, I'm probably gonna end it. I'm about to eat me some of that. Damn, it's 3 o'clock. I don't even want to eat this late. Oh well, I'll work it off in 2 weeks. But yeah, I guess I just proved my point with the title. Letting people talking long enough. I done told y'all a whole bunch of crazy shit. But I let you into my mind, and that's what I do. I share information. I plan on eventually sharing every little thought in my head. I don't know if I can do it on here though. Name they have exactly, exactly, Alan. I mean, it's so much. I mean, it's so many different ways you can look at that whole concept, but it's done, and this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. It's done, but the shit is crazy. People hate people. People find reasons to hate people. Find reasons not to like people. And to me, that's just a reflection of what's going on inside their soul. A lot of people hate what they are. So when they see it in other people, or they think they see it in other people, or they want to see it in other people, that's when we say projecting. You're projecting what you are onto me. A lot of people do that. And I don't believe a lot of people understand that they're doing it. I tell people a lot of times when people I'm about to go eat. About to go eat. But let me build off of this. But a lot of times people will project their shortcomings and their downfalls onto other people. And that's why I say just listen to them. Because a person can only say what they think, and they can only think what they know. A lot of times, like when I sit here and I tell you stories, I tell you because I did it. I was, I was that fucked up side. So I know. I know it from experiencing it, and that's what I'm telling you from. Most of these stories are my own personal stories. Some of them are stories that I observed. So when I tell you people project, that's another reason why I don't judge people. Because if I look at and see something within a person, I can only identify it because I'm aware of it. And then look, this is how crazy my fucking mind is. Right? When I see something to somebody, the first thing I think is, how do I know? How am I identifying it? Is this something I did, something I used to do, or something I do? Is this something I observe? All these questions go through my head. And once I figure out how I can identify it, then I just know it. I don't feel like there's a point of judging no more. I guess I distract myself from judging. That's kind of crazy. Well, yeah, once I know, I know. Once I can identify something, there's no point in me judging. I just literally think, am I, and like I said, a lot of times, even when you see something in somebody, um, I think, me personally, when I use Nation for instance, right? I use Facts for instance. Like when I watch Facts on here, right? I'm looking like, damn, that dude crazy as hell, right? Like he just be going off, right? And then I look and I wanted to know why. And then the more I watched, I start looking like, damn, okay, well, he not like this towards everybody. Why is he like this towards certain people? And then I watched and I understood why. Some people pushed his buttons. Some people pushed them, and some people accepted it. So how can I judge him off of a reaction? And how can I judge him off of basically um, treating a person the way they desire to be treated? I can't, but I understand it. And I'm gonna be real. um, I'd be 100% real. If you'd have caught me probably 10 years ago, I'd have made him look like a saint. The stuff that he did on here, I'd have made him look like a saint. And just from that information, I was able to see him for what he is. not only for what he is, but the potential he has. And, not just his rebirth, because that's what he's currently doing. If you want to believe it or not, he's changing. He's literally doing it in front of people's face. And if you listen to him, like I said, let him keep talking. You'll hear him. You'll literally hear him say, um, he'd catch himself. He did it tonight in the live. He caught himself a couple times, twice that I counted. And he's aware of, I'm changing. I'm trying to change. He's telling himself that. So not only from that aspect, but he trying. But everything is a process. It's not gonna happen overnight. He aware of that. But that's the whole thing. He's aware. And that's how change occurs. You can't change something if you don't know it need to be changed. You can't. It's impossible to change something if you don't know it need to be changed. You think it's working just fine. All right, Alan, I didn't know you was out, bro. But yeah, I thought that would be a good example. And I know a lot of people might not like him, and I appreciate everybody for being respectful when you come into the chat. I really do. That's humbling because I try to create an environment where people can agree to disagree and everybody can get along. What happened outside of here, I have no, I can't do nothing about that. But what happens inside of here, I just hope we can all be respectful to one another. And even if we don't like one another, we don't have to talk, but we don't have to be disrespectful. And I appreciate that from everybody who come in here, who click the like and subscribe. I appreciate that. I really do. Because this is like my home. This is like a house to me. Some good people that come through here. And they come in here for that reason, because of the vibe. And like I said, I'd rather keep a few of the right people than have a bunch of the wrong people. I would prefer that. I'd rather keep the few good people I got than to have a bunch of bad people. And you know what, Perp? It takes a lot to change, but what it takes too is time. And that's what I learned. I wasn't always this person. I didn't become this person until I had a desire to change. And that's what I see out of him. I see that desire. And I was talking. Hey, this is funny, Perp. Check this out. I was talking to my wife, like, damn, he remind me of somebody, right? Not like the way he talked, but the way he is. And I let my wife, she was listening to him earlier, and she looked at me and was like, yo, brother. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's why. Oh, man. Yeah, you remind me of my little bro. But yeah, but it takes time. And like I said, I'm 38. I didn't get it right away. But a lot of times we beat each other down so much to the point where we can't change. Girl, what is you doing? My dog is in her little cage, scratching and the door wide open. But yeah, all right, let me turn this off, Perp. I appreciate everybody coming through and listening to me rant. This is one of them I could have labeled it random thought, but I think me just getting on here, just talking, um, actually proved my point. It proved the title to the video. Because if you take the time to listen, you'll see I just basically just showed you who I am. Yeah. Let people talk long enough, they'll tell you exactly who they are. They'll tell you exactly who they are. But the key is awareness. Just be aware of the stuff I say. Just be aware. Just another way to think, another way to look at things. And the more we're aware, the more we can identify things. The more we can identify things, the better decision and choices we can make when interacting with those things. If it's people, if it's environments. YouTube is an environment. I don't think people are truly aware of the influence that watching things have, listening to things have. I can tune your frequency in a good way or a bad way. Whatever you indulge in has some type of influence on you. If it's subconsciously or consciously, it influences you. It draws on emotions. Everything does. Words, visuals, everything attaches itself to an emotion. That's how we download things in our conscious and subconscious. We download things by placing and attaching emotions to them. That's how we know how things make us feel. So when you start hearing people talk about subconscious minds and downloading information, that's what it is. Everything, words, smells, any sense that you have, it has to attach itself to an emotion, good or bad. If something stink, you go get a bad feeling. Every time you smell something similar to it, you go get an image. And that image gonna be attached to something. When you hear a song, don't you remember, if you hear a song you like, you generally get that emotion first. Oh yeah, I like this. This is what you heard attaches itself to an emotion. That's how it knows how to interact with it. So if you get around something that don't feel good, that's how you interact with it. You don't want to. So that's why I always say care about how you feel. The more aware you are of how you feel, the more aware you become of how to control those emotions so you can make a rational or proper decision or choice. And that's just me sharing. But that's just a food for thought. Care about how you feel. Identify those emotions. Try it. Anything that I say, just try it. If you don't try it, research it. And if I'm wrong, correct me. But if I'm right, rock with me. We love you too, Platty. Yeah, I'm about to take my butt to bed. Appreciate y'all, man. I really do. I don't know who else goes watching. I know Kalani down there somewhere. Kalani always goes watching. Appreciate you, bro. I know you watching. You ain't got to type nothing in the chat. But if you didn't like it, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. And if I say anything in this video that resonates with you, do me a favor. Share it. Help me spread the word. That's all I got. Care about how you feel. And remember, these conversations, this is what builds nation. But I'm out.